Hi, it's Bill Heinrich with True Life Purpose Now. I want to talk today about effective communication, especially with your spouse or family, but also with associates at work, partners, business partners, or communicating with people in general. Here's five areas that will make a difference in your communication. Communication with the spouse is so difficult because we go into reaction, our emotions get involved, and the next thing you know, we're off into some argument, which is ultimately about nothing, but can really escalate into something that lasts for days, weeks, months, or a lifetime. Not out of the question. So, the first thing is active listening. Active listening is more than just waiting for your turn to speak. It's about empathy. It's about truly absorbing what the other person is communicating. What are they saying, both verbally and non verbally? Because when the other person is talking, set aside distractions, put away your phone, give them your full attention. If you don't want to be there speaking to them, then don't be there. Excuse yourself and say, now is not a good time. But when you're there, maintain eye contact. Let them know that you're active listening. Nod to show that you're engaged. When they finish, summarize what you heard in your own words. So if I'm understanding you correctly, you're feeling overwhelmed because of the house chores, or this is what you said. It isn't about agreeing, it's about confirming what you heard. Let me restate that. This is not about being in agreement with them, it's confirming what you've heard so that you reach agreement between the two of you on what was said so that it's accurate. Ask open ended questions to encourage them to elaborate more. Can you tell me more about that? I see. Tell me a little more. I'm not quite understanding. This approach ensures that they feel heard, validated, and understood, which is fundamental if you want to connect with someone. That's active listening. The number two, this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you. Use I statements. Speak about yourself, not about them. I statements are a powerful tool for expressing your feelings and your needs without triggering any defensiveness in your spouse or the other person. So don't say, you always leave your dirty dishes everywhere, because it sounds like you're accusing them, they're wrong. Rephrase it. Say, it's frustrating to me when I see dirty dishes on the counter because it makes me feel like I'm the only one that ever cleans up. Notice the difference? The you statement puts them on the defensive, making them less likely to listen. What they're doing is getting ready for their counterattack. The I statement focuses on your emotions and perspective, allowing your spouse or the person you're speaking to understand how their actions impacted you without feeling attacked. This creates an opening for a productive conversation rather than creating a conflict. Always speak about you. You can make reference to what's going on with yourself. Maybe they're doing something or speak in a way that upsets you. You could say, I used to judge people and always speak in a derogatory way about people, but I found that it was too disturbing to me. So now I've stopped that. If I don't have something nice to say, I don't say it at all. And I'm really moving my energy, changing what I say to a more positive statement. So what you're saying is, I don't like when people are judged, when they're always judging other people and making comments like that. So rather than saying, when you do that, it really makes me feel this way, you can just say how you've stopped doing it. it opens the conversation a totally different way. Empathy and understanding. Empathy means stepping into your spouse's shoes and genuinely trying to see the situation from their perspective, even if it differs from your own. It's about acknowledging and validating their feelings, not necessarily agreeing with their viewpoint. You might say, I can see why you'd be upset about that. It sounds like you're really feeling stressed out right now. Is that true? This shows that you're not just hearing words, but you're also connecting with their emotional experience. When your partner feels truly understood, that their emotions are recognized, it builds trust and strengthens your bond, even during disagreements. And let me let you know a secret about emotions for all of us are the only thing in life that are true. In other words, how a person feels is true. When they say something, you can misinterpret that. You can misinterpret what they say. You can misinterpret what they meant. But you can't misinterpret when you know they're angry. You can't misinterpret when you can feel their sadness. So connect emotionally, and that will make a huge difference in the way you build strength and strengthen your connection with them. It's so important. Be respectful of nonverbal communications. Body language and tone of voice speak louder than your words. During conversations, especially difficult ones, be mindful of nonverbal cues. Maintain an open body language. Avoid crossing your arms, turning away, make eye contact to show that you're engaged, but don't stare them down aggressively. Pay close attention to the tone of your voice. A calm tone, an even tone conveys respect, while sarcastic and aggressive tone can escalate tension. Energy is so important. Every word, every thought, and every action has some energy behind it. When you're in a conversation, if I'm talking to you like this, you know that there's something I'm getting wound up inside rather than speaking to you like this and wanting to make sure that you're aware of these nonverbal signals because it's going to help you with your spouse or business associate. If you see them recoiling or tensing up, it might be a sign they're feeling defensive or overwhelmed, and you might need to adjust your approach. You don't have to match where they're at. Always staying peaceful and calm is best, but notice how you feel and notice the energy behind the words you speak. This will make a big difference. Choose the right time and setting. So important. If you want to have a difficult conversation with somebody, make an appointment. Say, hey, there's something I'd like to speak to you about. Not right now. I want to know when you'll have a few minutes where we can sit down and have a serious conversation. So what you're doing is allowing them to be prepared for what you're forewarning them is a conversation that isn't easy for you for whatever reason. Allow them the opportunity. It's so important because the way you communicate can significantly impact the effectiveness of the communication. Avoid bringing up serious topics when one or both of you are stressed, exhausted, hungry, distracted. When you're distracted by other tasks, like you're making dinner, you're dealing with the children, don't come in and go after them. Say, hey, when we get done, I want to sit down and have a conversation with you about something. Okay. So they're prepared. Find a calm, private moment when you can both dedicate your full attention to the conversation. This might be after the kids are in bed, during a quiet walk, on a weekend morning, whenever it is, make an appointment so you're not coming in and attacking them. Respecting the timing shows that you value the conversation and your spouse's or business associate's ability to engage fully with you. It leads to more productive and meaningful discussions. So we went through a number of points. The two that are the most important, the number one point that's most important above all is the I statements. Speak about yourself. When you speak about yourself, you're not attacking them, you're not accusing them, you're not coming after them. Most important. The second most important is the energy. Be careful of your energy behind the words you speak and notice their energy because that's the way you can best connect and have empathy because energy is energy. Whatever they're saying, you may or may not understand, but you'll know the energy if you pay attention to it and you allow yourself to connect with the energy. I work with couples all the time on communication issues where there's conflict. This communication issues is conflict resolution. That's what it is. And I'm a specialist in conflict resolution. If you have any questions, you can go to speaktobill.com to get on my calendar. I'm Bill Heinrich with True Life Purpose Now, and this is the Heinrich Maneuver.